Hey, what's up? Thank you for tuning in to another flight on the channel. It's been a little bit, but I promise that I'm going to get way more consistent with my postings. So I definitely appreciate you all for tuning in today. Today I'm going to be doing a flight from Los Angeles, LAX, over to McCarran, LAS, Las Vegas. And it should be a really good flight on today. We won't be on VATSIM on today, just because it's been a little bit, and also I'm having some trouble with my charts with Navigraph, and so we're just going to get out of Dodge this morning, or this early afternoon. The plane has already been set up and ready to go. For the most part, flight plans entered in. The only thing we really have to do at this point is to go ahead and get our engine started up and get our pushback taken care of. So we are going to be all ready to go. Everything's entered in. We're going to be taking off runway 24 left today. We're going to be doing the Orca 5 departure. And so we'll run through a couple of things and just make sure that we're good to go. But outside of that, we should be ready to go. So APU's on. We're ready for pushback. We'll go ahead and kick on the beacon. Again, I'm not following any charts, probably not doing things 100% correct as they would in real life. I'm not a real life pilot or anything like that, but just a very huge enthusiast who has been simulating being a sim pilot for, oh gosh, over 10 years at this point. I always like to say I'm very, very new to the A320. I only started flying it when Microsoft Flight Simulator first came out. And so I'm still kind of learning the aircraft and the systems and things of that sort. So, you know, it's a bit of a learning curve. I have not gone over yet to the PMDG product, but that is definitely on my list here very, very soon, to go ahead and get that downloaded and everything. But just kind of waiting a little bit. But I'm going to hop into the 737 probably within a few weeks. I have to kind of relearn it. I've been flying it for such a long time. I've been flying it for such a long time in X-Plane and, of course, FSX. So hopefully it's just going to be a perfect marriage once I get back into it. But I've taught myself and, I have taught myself the A320. And so we're going to be flying the A320 for now. So everything's going to be good to go. Okay, so let's go ahead, excuse me, and take a look at a few other things here. We'll get our altitude set for our initial climb of 5,000. Altimeter is 2999, so we're good to go there. Lights are adjusted. We'll bring these up just a little bit brighter. We have some weather here today, so as you can see, it's pretty cloudy, pretty overcast outside. So it's going to be an interesting flight on today. Probably get a little turbulence once we get up. Winds are variable. So let's go ahead and get our pushback taken care of and get the engine started up and get out of Dodge. Again, I'm not sure what's going on with Navigraph. It's not coming up for me today, so you'll see me kind of pull up the map here, the in-simulator map, just to kind of look at a few things, if it comes up for me. Okay. Where is the map? Okay. Okay, I was going to say that'll make things that much more challenging if the map doesn't come up. If the map doesn't come up too. But you can see where we are. We're going to be taking off of runway 24 left here, and then we're going to be heading out on our flight plan. It's not going to be loaded up in here because I didn't select the flight plan through Microsoft Simulator. I use SimBrief for all of my flight planning, but we will keep this up for just a second as we taxi out, just to make sure everything's looking good. Actually, I may just pop it out and put it on one of my other screens so it's not in the way there. It's just so I have it for a point of reference. All right, so we got the tug in place. Everything's looking good there. Parking brakes on. All right, I think we are good to go. we'll go ahead and get pushed back. We'll kick off our parking brake. And we will start our pushback. Alright, as we're pushing back here, we can go ahead and go with our engine start. So we'll start engine 2 and we will start making our turn. Stop pushback right there. I also gotta look. I think I gotta. No, our safety cone should be up. I feel like we got cones following us or something. That was kind of weird, but I think it was just the top of the lights here. I was like, what the heck is that? So you can see engine 2 coming up, and we will call the tug away. Going to get away there, and we got engine 2 coming alive. Maybe if I kick on some fuel pumps, maybe if I kick the fuel pumps on, the engine will actually start up, right? But we're good to go. You can see N1 coming up, N2 coming up, so we're looking good. Looking good there. We'll go with engine 1 start. Again, pretty overcast and cloudy day on today as we're heading out to LAX. See, we got engine 2 coming up here as well. I'm going to change something real quick in the sim just because my connection is being a little weird today. I'm actually going to turn live weather off just so it helps a little bit with our connection and our speed right now. So we're going to kick that off and then we'll go back. Turn live weather off. Should start to see a little bit of improvement in our performance, hopefully. So alright, we're looking good. Engines are alive, so we can go ahead and kill the APU. We can also kill the APU bleed. We'll kick on our taxi light. And check and make sure everything else is good. We're good to go. So we are going to get out of Dodge. Let's do a quick flight control check just to make sure everything's looking good. All right, so we'll do full down, we got full up, full right, full left, and we got full right rudder, full left rudder, brakes. Everything is looking real good right now, so we're gonna get ready to taxi and get out of Dodge. Right, let's drop that. Charts back up here. All right. All right, so we will TAR right there, and we'll go park and brake off. Flaps 1, and we'll kick up a little bit of engine power so we can start getting out of Dodge here. Again, very overcast day. I have to check the weather over in Las Vegas to kind of see what we're looking like, but we are going to have a pretty overcast day. The ceiling is pretty low too, so if the weather, I think the weather is pretty much the same over there in Las Vegas, so we'll definitely be on doing an ILS approach today in Vegas. All right. All right, so we're looking good. We will do checks. We are good to go. Taxi on down to 24 left. And we're doing the Orca 5 departure on today. Let me get that back up on my screen here. So we're going to take off, and we're going to actually, I'm going to bring this out of manage. We're going to be doing a heading of 051. So we're going to climb on a heading of 051 to about 640 feet, and then we're going to climb direct to cross Delray at or below 3,000. Been on a heading of 251 or assigned by ATC if they were on. Of course, we don't have air traffic control on right now. We are going to expect a left turn across Clipper at or above 10,000, and we'll track 044 to Kegs and on over to Orca. So we'll be good to go. Right, so let's check our surroundings, make sure we don't have anything inbound. Everything's looking good. All right, we'll kick on our lights. And we will.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Get lined up and get out of Dodge. sometimes the worst with lineups, man. Like, but this feels pretty good. Oh, I really need to. I need to get in and really work on my rudder settings. My rudders are just. I feel like they are still way too sensitive. I've done some work with them, but I gotta get in there and change some more settings with it. So, all right, there we go. We are lined up. Kick our wing light on. We're ready. All right, let's go ahead and get our dodge. Flaps 1, we're good. It's a heading at 251, not 5. That's it. We are pushed way too low on this departure. It's okay. We are climbing really fast. Bring flaps up. We'll kick the autopilot on. And then we can go ahead and go a little wonky on the takeoff there. It's been a little bit since I've flown. been about 2 months or so. So just got to get back used to things. But we are looking good. We are at 5,000. We can continue our climb up to 10,000. All right, disarm the speed brakes. Everything's looking good there. We can turn off the taxi light. Runway turn off lights we can turn off as well. Everything else is looking good. Can't really overcast day coming out of Los Angeles, but really clear up in the, above that ceiling. Everything is looking real nice and clear, so it's looking good. So we're just gonna go right on up to our cruise altitude of 330 today. 10,000, so we can kill our landing lights. So we're looking great. We're heading out over to Las Vegas. Shouldn't be too long of a flight. Everything is looking really good right now. We're just going to continue our climb up to flight level 330. That takeoff was crazy. I got to work on that. The issue is with the I use the honeycomb alpha, and so with the honeycomb it's kind of difficult to get the throttle in the right position for the takeoff, and that's something that's a lot different from the 737 that I'm used to flying. I've flown that 737-800, the NGX also for so many years. But on this throttle, you have these notches, right? So you're notching in the climb, you're notching in the flex or MCT or whatnot. And the alpha, I mean, there's not a notch here. So sometimes having to look down, to make sure I'm notched in the flex properly. Sometimes the takeoff is a little crazy. What I can do typically too is I'll just pull back like this, which I kind of forgot to do, just because it's been a little bit since I've flown. But I can pull it back like this, and then I can see the throttle down here, to be able to notch in correctly. But it's all good. It's all good. So we're looking good. We're about 20,000, and we have about 13,000 feet to go to our climbing altitude. We are pretty stable at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and kick off our seatbelt signs. Kick the wing light off, or smoking will stay on, and allow people to move about the cabin. Everything's looking great, and so we're just going to chill and relax. But yeah, man, like talking about that 737, I watched some videos on it. I'm definitely going to download it here very, very soon. Like I said, I just have been a little busy with work and different things like that, and I know it's going to take a little bit of time, especially since I've been flying with the A320 now ever since Flight Simulator came out, which amazingly I guess it's been almost 2 years at this point since it's come out. So I've been flying the A320, and this is the fly-by-wire mod, so I've been flying this for about 2 years at this point. So I definitely going to be a bit rusty on that 737 once I get back into it. But yeah. I'm really curious of like how it's all going to match up in Flight Simulator. Obviously, we know that this is just a beautiful piece of technology, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've heard various things about maybe the flight model being a lot better in X-Plane and things of that sort, but we'll see it. I mean, I was Microsoft FSX for years and years. And so switching back over from FSX and coming on over to coming over. Oh no, I went from FSX to X-Plane, and then X-Plane 11, and then from X-Plane 11 came over here to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and obviously visually, I mean, there's no comparison visually. I've gone back and watched some of my videos though of X-Plane, and you can see those on the channel if you're interested. But I've gone back and I've watched some of my videos, and honestly, I've been like very, very surprised. Excuse me, I've been very, very surprised at just, I mean, visually, yes, like you're not going to get the scenery, you're not going to get the amazing looking airports, your downtowns, all that. That stuff is not going to look good. But when I go back and watch some of those videos from X-Plane, I mean, I really miss flying that sim. I really, really do. And I think it's more so I miss flying the 737. So, a part of me, I want to see that 737-700. I'm really I'm curious. I haven't been in the forums and things like that in a bit, but I'm curious to see. I know they're coming out with some different variants. I think the 800, the 900. I'm not sure if they're doing the NGX or not. I've just been kind of disconnected. I've been so busy, but I'm gonna kind of wait a little bit on the 737, and I don't want to feel like I have to go out and just grab it this second. But I've really enjoyed the Airbus. I've gotten used to it. It was a huge learning curve. I mean, it took a lot to really get used to the different systems and everything. It takes some time, it really, really does. So yeah, it takes some time to really get used to it. So we're doing the Myson transition here. So once we hit Myson, which I guess maybe I should have did the Las Vegas transition since I'm going to Vegas, right? but we're doing the Myson, and then we're going to come in on our arrival is going to be the Romeo November Delta Romeo Zulu 1 arrival. But I think I have the 2 in here, but it should be pretty much the same. So you can hear the engines dialing back right now. You can hear the engines dialing back right now. Ooh. And as we approach our cruise altitude of 330, everything's great. Just a very, very smooth flight on today. I wasn't sure if I would get any turbulence coming through those clouds, but no turbulence or anything like that. We got off the ground extremely quick and into the air. So I want to review our arrival into Los.
Cabin and galley cart shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
Cool, man. I like those announcements. They offer such immersion with the flight and what we're doing. So it's pretty cool. So we gotta look at a couple of things here. So I'm just checking out my flight plan, checking everything out just to make sure everything is good. It's been, like I said, it's been a little bit since I've flown, so I want to take a look and make sure we're good. So we're coming in grammar to, let's see, okay, down to 11, and then decel rating 12, and burn at 8,000. So we have to change this here to 8,500, and Myson and Rangers. Graham. It's a Buffy. They want us at 20. Do 1,000. Do 140 there. Grandma Beauty, I'm sorry. They want us at 12.5. Envy, they want us at 11. Redon at 9. Burn at 8. Burn at 8. Bourbon at 8, and then going into our approach. Okay. Cool. All right. So good. I just want to make sure that we're all good to go there. Everything's looking great. I'm going to pull up our constraints here just so we have them, because I want those in there when we're getting closer. This is a pretty cool flight because I have not flown without Navigraph in years. So having to look at the physical charts without having that extra aid and navigation from Navigraph is actually pretty cool. It's good to kind of hone those skills that way. I'm glad that I'm able to that I can go back and read those charts and be able to do it that way. So let's take a look. We're landing runway 26 left, and so at Bourbon we're gonna be executing the ILS approach for 26 left at Bourbon. So when we come back up to Bourbon, we'll see that we should be at 8,000. We should be at 8,000 feet at Bourbon, right? So what I need to do also is grab the Las Vegas chart. I'm going to grab the Vegas chart for our ILS arrival, and I'm using airnav.com right now for this particular flight, so just as a point of reference. So let's grab our ILS charts for runway 26 left approach. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get it entered in here. We're looking at Preno. Zoom in just a little bit. So we should be Preno. And then from Preno, we are Lair. And then from Lair, we are Huxar, right? So from Lair, we should be Huxar, Shan, Reeland. And we're looking good. All right. So we'll insert that, and then we should be 38. We got 48. At reland, we should be 38. Okay. So we should be 38 there, and that's our glide slope. Our glide slope's 38. So we should be catching that at 38, which is cool. Okay, and then we will go back, and I want to take a look here. So Preno, we should be at 8,000. Okay. 8,000. And then from Preno, we should be layer at 6,500. Okay. We won't worry about any speed constraints. We'll be 250, but I'll control the speed coming down, so we'll be looking fine there. All right. So we're going to kick on our seatbelt sign, and then we're going to start our descent. So we're going to come down to flight level. We're going to be looking for 190. So we'll kick on our seatbelt sign as we start our descent. You hear those engines dialing back, and we're going to start coming down. I'm going to start slowing down here a little bit early. I'm going to pull a little speed brake here.
Now would be time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
All right, so like I said, I like those messages. They're pretty cool. So anyway, we're coming in. We're going to have to pull a little bit more of that speed brake just to kind of slow us down a bit. We're a little high. I got kind of caught up entering in our information, but we're going to get down. It's no problem at all. It's no problem at all. We have time. So we're looking good. We're going to pull for 250. And we're good. right. So yeah, everything's looking good. Come down to that 40. We'll be a little high on what we're asking here, but we'll be okay. We'll be perfectly fine. We have time. So as we're coming in, another thing that we want to do real quick, we want to grab our weather over in. I'm gonna grab our weather in LA. I'm sorry, in Las Vegas. So do a quick weather request. We'll do it for Las Vegas. Oh, I'm tripping. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Is that not right? Huh. Oh. Okay. Okay. So then we'll return. Receive messages. Matter. And, okay. So we are variable at 4.9. Okay, cool. All right, we're looking good. Like I said, we're looking great. As you can see, we were a little high, 190, 113. We're fine. I mean, we're perfectly fine. Speeds are 250, which I'm going to handle the speed going forward here on our approach. So we'll be good to go. It's funny. It feels like I'm flying so blind without without Navigraph. But that's why you never want to get. I mean, I'm not flying blind. I have all the other charts up here on my iPad. But that's why you don't. You never want to get too dependent upon one program or one system. You want to be able to read these charts and things like that without having to rely on that. And there's another reason why I'm flying this particular route, because it gives me the opportunity to. It gives me the opportunity to really, continue to hone that craft and those skills, So it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna slow down a little bit more to 240. And I am going to come up on that speed brake. We'll arm it for now, but we may need to use it a little bit later. Set our auto brakes. Again, we got seatbelt signs on. Everything's looking great. Okay. We got ground spoilers on, seat belts are on, we're good. Again, we're a little high. We should be at 14,000 right now. So that's okay. I'm going to increase our descent a little bit while watching the speed. We'll bring our speed down to 230. Pull that speed brake just a little more. so we can slow down a little bit. So we want to be above 12.5 here, as you can see, at beauty, which will be above 12.5 for sure. We'll be above 11. All right, we're going to keep descending. Keep coming down. Speeds are looking good. I'm going to pull it back to 220 on the speed. See, like I mentioned, everything is fine. We're a little high there. They want us above 11 right now. We're going to be good to go. Not a problem at all. Perfect. And there we go. We're at 11,000 or above. Getting set up for Envy. We're at 220. Our next speed restriction is 210 at 9,000 at Red QN. We're looking good. No speed brakes. All right. It will come down to 9,000 and 210 on the speed. And there's Vegas. Not a super good depiction of Vegas because my network is not the fastest right now. I got to do some upgrades to my internet speeds. I just moved, so got to get some gigabit internet going on or something so that looks 10 times better. But you can see Vegas off to our left. There is we do have the airport in sight to our about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock right there, as you can see. We are looking great right now. Let me turn up the sound just a little bit. Didn't realize that was so low. Sorry about that. So we're looking good. Everything's looking real good. Again, no ATC on, so we're not going to get any vectors like we typically would off of our waypoint here. But we'll simulate it and we'll get down on the ground. It will be an ILS, but I'm going to hand fly a lot of it because I just like to do that. It's a lot of fun to kind of challenge myself in that way, and it should be a really interesting landing, seeing as how I haven't flown in a couple of months, but I think I'm pretty confident I'll be able to get it on the ground. We'll see. All right, so what's that? 210, and then we'll work our way down to 8,000. We're gonna pick up Prino here in just a minute. We'll come back around for our landing. We can kick on our lights. As you can see, our approach is going to be Prino. Right now we're just kind of flying heading. We're going to make a turn here in a moment over to Prino. We'll decrease our speed to about 180, and we'll get ready to land. So we're gonna go direct Preno now and make our turn. And we will slow down to 200 for now. Get a quick outside view. Quick outside view as we are making our turn back toward our runway in McCarran. All right, we'll do 180 on the speed. And we'll do 6,500 on our altitude. And we'll do a flaps 1. And we can bring the speed to 165. From here, we're going to go direct Huxer. And we'll be 5,200. Come down to 150, 140, 150 is good. Flaps 3. Right. Put the gear down. We'll go. Keep it there. 3.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
And we'll look for 3,800. less there. Okay. We are on point. We will come back to 131. We'll go flaps full. All right, got full flaps. 3 green on our landing gear. Speed brake is armed. We are looking good. We are a little high right now.
2,500.
So like I said, it's been a minute, so it's a little rocky. I'm not seeing my diamond come down just yet, which I would love to see that diamond start falling. Okay, I think, are we good? Okay. I came on a little bit late with the approach button, but I feel like I should see that diamond start falling a little bit more, but not yet.
$1,000.
Okay.
$100 above.
Continue. Or that's a check.
Minimum.
Continue.
$500.
Okay.
400.
Completely hand flying it now. Ooh. It's so
300.
bright outside, I can barely see the runway, but I got 2 on the path
200.
leads. Come left a little bit for me, baby.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, we got reversers out. Auto brakes are doing their thing. Kick those auto brakes off. Kick those reversers off. And that was a nice landing. That was not bad at all, especially seeing as how it's been a couple of months, but that felt really, really good. We'll go ahead and kick the speed brakes up. We will kick the flaps up, and we will vacate the runway. very, very nice landing, very nice flight. I'm pretty happy with that. Takeoff was a little rocky. Landing was much better. Let's go ahead and kick these landing lights off. We'll kick the taxi light on. We'll continue rolling here. And we'll start the APU. And we will taxi over to the gates. Runway 26 right is clear. 8 left is clear. Everything's clear. Man, we are looking great. What a really, really great flight. I can't wait to run that landing back. I actually was I felt like I was a little bit to the right, but I made some small adjustments and I was able to get it on the ground. So really, really great landing and really great flight one today. I really appreciate you all for checking it out. Continue to check out these videos, like and subscribe if you want. And yeah, man, I'm going to be posting a lot more content, especially once I hop into that 737 as well. But we are going to get over to the gates, shut it on down. Again, appreciate you for tuning in. And as you can see, a couple areas there, a little rusty. I forgot to hit the LS button and things of that sort. But all in all, all in all, what's most important is we got her down on the ground. So, all right, we're gonna pull into the gate right here on our right. Kick off our taxi light, runway turn off lights. We can kick those off. And lined up here. And we are good. All right, we'll set our parking brake. APU is good. And kill those engines. All right, well, thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.